What is up? This right here is my level design landscape tutorial. What you'll be doing is just searching for stuff to cover the land with in the dreamverse. You'll search for it on the dreamverse, not within your creations. After you find the stuff, just place it down. It's as simple as that. You can place things down with precise move, that's what that is. You can also use grid snap, and I upsize this just to give you guys a representation of how big you can make a game in Dreams PS4. You can actually upsize that a little bit more, but as you can see, that's really big, and a lot of people ask if you can make open world games. It's hard. I've seen people do it though, but I can't precisely say if that's an open world game, and I can't say that you would be able to do it because it's so difficult. We also have stay upright right here, and this right here will make it to where you can see anything. It won't be like that in game. So you have all these options to move things. You have to pay attention to your thermometer. If any one of these hits 100, or I mean is over 100, then you won't be able to save your game or release it. So make sure all these are under 100. When you're placing stuff down, you're going to be mostly raising the graphics, maybe sometimes the gameplay if there's like microchips or joints and connectors within your thing, within the object that you're using, or lights or something. And it's really, I would say you can use these modes right here to design your stuff more easily. These modes right here are basically, in a nutshell, mostly this stuff right here. Just a quick edit to get to that stuff. So you'll see effects, and you'll see this and stuff like that. And that is basically this right here. Just a quick edit button to get to there, and you can actually get things done really fast by using that. So right here we have grid snap. So what that is mainly for pixel art, but if you're moving things with this, it'll like snap to the grid now, as you can see. You can also look at things from a top view and stuff like that if you really want to get in depth with your landscaping. Landscaping is a lot like making a house, if that makes sense. You can check out my Dreams PS4 how to make levels playlist in my channel playlist. You can also look on my individual tutorials on logic, sculpting, animation, music, and more. Don't forget to subscribe and follow me in Dreams. I'm Young Tech's YouTube and Dreams, and I've created a bunch of games, and you can check out the games that I've made so far. I have videos uploaded. So check out my how to make levels tutorial to go in more depth of level design, not just placing it down. It's really simple to do this, so I don't really have to talk too much about it, especially since I already have that playlist already created with me going in super detail on how to set things down properly, if that makes sense. But what I would say is create things that, you know, if you're like gonna set things down, make sure it like fits, you know what I'm saying? Like if I'm putting water and grass and towers, then I know I probably need to know put something in the middle here to kind of even things out and balance things out and make things more interesting, if that makes sense, because um, it's more art than it is design, if that makes sense. So if you understand art, then you'll understand this right here. Do you want trees on the side, or do you just want one tree? I think grass on the side would look better than trees on the side, mainly because if you're using trees on the side, you really don't want every tree to look the same, and you'll have to load up a few different types of trees because the player will be able to tell when things look the same. It's okay if there's some things that look the same, like this tower, but you don't want to like bore your player, you know what I'm saying? Right here we have the floor thing right here, so that really helps also. And usually with the ground, if you're going to use the base thing and you upsize it, it's that gray square that it starts out with, and I'm in the game section while I'm creating right now. You usually have to turn all this stuff down if you're going to upsize this really, really high. Just to let you know, you'll probably have to do that with everything. That's why I'm letting you guys know. So whatever your floor is going to be, you would probably have to do that with everything. Otherwise, your player will sort of look like it's walking on waterish sand, if that makes sense. It'll be kind of blurry on the feet area. Not like that, a lot more blurry. So how can we balance this out even further? How can we make this more interesting? As you can see, we have a background sort of over there that's gray. This is our character. Maybe we want to make the level seem bigger than what it really is. Or maybe we just want to add some stuff to where you can't see past that. You can look for something that would look good for this and put it over here. I'd say that would look pretty dang good if we upsize it. So we'll try to upsize this and see what happens. And we'll even tilt it a little bit to make it a little bit more interesting. I would say I'd put this like somewhere over here. And since the player is right here, I kind of want the door red thing sort of like right there. So we might upsize it just a little bit more. And the level isn't done, but it's already looking fantastic in my eyes. And that's what I'm talking about right there. You see how the feet is underneath there? Sometimes if you make things too big, that will happen. So sometimes I had to add a separate invisible floor on top of everything. That way the feet doesn't do that. So just keep that in mind to where that is a possibility for you. If the graphics are actually getting too detailed for you, what you can do is go to sculpture detail, reduce sculpture detail to optimize your game. Just go to the red stuff or go to anything at all, really. Sometimes you have to press this though. And then the redder it is, the more graphics it's actually taking, which means that the better it's going to look within the game. The bluer it is, the worse it's going to look, but it also, as you can see, saves graphics. So that's how you can optimize while you're landscaping. Landscaping can be really fun, and you can check out my How to Make Levels playlist if you want to know more stuff. The stuff that I looked up on game design, the stuff that game developers use for their projects. I looked up a whole bunch of stuff, and I also know all the techniques in Dreams, and within separate videos I cover it even more thoroughly. I even have a building tutorial if you want to know how you can play Dreams just like Minecraft. Well, not like Minecraft, more like Gary's mod and more like Minecraft. I believe they should honestly make this section where you're just placing stuff down to players, because I know players really do enjoy that, and I sort of consider that the more Gary's mod of Dreams, and I think that alone would make Dreams incredible. I don't think that people are always going to want to make games. I think, you know, sometimes playing online, if they did make it to where this could be done, just placing things down with a friend would even be fun. And then killing each other with funny characters that shoot each other, you know what I'm saying? That would even be fun. So here's what happens if you clone things. You can press the arrow, the left and right arrow, to do this. You can tilt it, and also press the right analog stick, R3 I think, to do that, and L3 to do that. That's like pressing in on it, not too hard though, don't break anything. Do that. And with level design, like, the reason there's a tree placed right here, I'm not sure, I did this video a few times. The reason there's a tree placed right here is because I didn't want the level to look too boring. So I could have placed trees on the sides, but that would have been not as interesting as one tree in the middle, and then we could just put grass around it. So you want to make things look interesting instead of boring, I would say. And you don't have to put too much in your level. You just got to make sure that there is a focal point or background. So I consider this a background, not really a focal point, even though this is where your eye is drawn to, obviously. And then I would put some unique things. You don't have to put too much because less is more, as you can see with the tree. Then you want to put some things that is just overall abundant within your area. And that would be the grass for this level. That would be the grass for this level. If you're going to landscape, and we're going to talk about landscape, we might as well talk about the sun and sky and what you can do with this to make your level more fantastic. What you can do is, I usually like putting it up like right there, and then if you want to make something black, do that. Pretty simple. And the higher this is raised, as you can see, do some cool stuff like that. And now we're getting some Legend of Zelda real interesting looking stuff going on. I don't even consider this art at this point. There's some more things we could do to it, add enemies, and it's really cool, really relaxing, and I'm just enjoying the level so far. Maybe we want to add a light. So if you want to add lights and stuff, Lights can actually be used as paths, and I discussed this in my how to make levels. So if you want to just use lights instead of a map with logic, where you in like, let's say you don't have enough gameplay to program it, you're at like 100%, because if you're at 100%, if you're over 100% of anything over here, you can't release your game at all. Then maybe you can just use a light instead to get your path down. You can also press L1 and X on your character and put gadgets inside of your character's thing, and then that gadget will always follow your character because it's kind of linked with your character if you press L1 and X on it. You might have to try it a few times to get used to it though. Check out my how to make characters tutorial. And as you can see, lights are doing the trick. Lights are doing the trick here. It's all about where your eye is drawn to and how easy you can convey that information to the player to make it to where they just instinctively know where to go to complete the level or game. That's what I would say. Mess around with these. These are very important, especially this. Always pay attention to this. If there's things that are invisible, press this. Or press this. Sometimes it just makes sure the check mark's there. Or press this if you need to see the objects that are invisible. Or if there's trigger zones you can't see, press that. Joints and connectors do take up gameplay. Joints and connectors are this stuff right here, these little beads. I think this will do it for this tutorial, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed the landscaping tutorial. Again, all I usually do is just search things up that would look great for my level, and then I try to optimize the level by making sure that the graphics are not too high, so that way I can put just enough in there and make the level seem just unique enough to get people enjoying it. And I'm going to go ahead and do this because I think this would make the level fantastic. Great thing to remember is that you don't want everything the same size. So if you are going to duplicate trees, you don't want those trees to be the same size. You don't want them to look the same. Maybe go into the tree, delete something after you've cloned it to where the tree looks different. And as you can see right now, I can't really see anything, so we're going to go to the sun and sky and change that by turning that up. So we still got our black background, but now the light is showing more prominently. And as you can see, the level looks really interesting. Really interesting. This is great landscaping, and there's more you can do to the landscaping, so make sure you optimize it right. Don't forget to subscribe. Follow me on Dreams. I'm Young Text on YouTube and Young Text on Twitch. Follow me there. I'm Young Text YouTube on Dreams. So I hope this helps you guys with your landscaping. Make your landscapes in the game right here. And follow me in Dreams. This right here is a game that I'm working on. You're going to see an error that I still haven't fixed yet. As you can see, I'm pretty good at landscaping whenever I'm really getting down to it. Oh man, it's a relaxing game. And I have tutorials for this also. Peace out, guys.